Welcome to my show. Today I'm with a very special guest. He is the Foreign Minister of State of Tunisia, Mr. Hedi Ben Abbes. Welcome to India.
Thank you.
You know that year 2010 and 11 was a year of turmoil for Tunisia, your country. Now, how you're coping up with the new government?
The pace is quite quick. We're moving fast with the reform of the government. And we are actually reforming the whole state. We think that we have to build up new institutions on democratic basis. And this is what we are working hard for. So we started this process, of course, with the election of the Constituent Assembly,
Right.
which brought about three major parties. They made a coalition. I belong to one of those parties.
Right.
And we constituted a government, which is now in office. So we've been working for almost 4 months now and introducing a number of different reforms. So the situation is really improving on the institutional level. Of course, we do have some social contestation because we moved from a dictatorship to a democracy. So this means that people can demonstrate in the streets, people can claim their rights and so on.
Right.
And this is a new management of the country. So we are handling the situation pretty well.
Before going further, it's time to see a special film on Tunisia.
A country with a population of 10.4 million, Tunisia has long been an important player in the Mediterranean. Placed as it is in the center of North Africa, close to vital shipping routes, Tunisia is more prosperous than its neighbors. The official language of the country is Arabic, but French is also spoken. Agriculture, tourism and manufacturing are the mainstays of its economy, with agriculture employing a large part of the workforce. The country has strong trade links with Europe, and millions of European tourists also flock to Tunisian resorts every year. The diverse economy has grown steadily, and the slum population has halved. However, the global economic recession has pushed unemployment up in recent years. Historically, rivalry between French and Italian interests in Tunisia culminated in a French invasion of the country in 1881 and the creation of a protectorate. Agitation for independence in the decades following the First World War was essentially successful in getting the French to recognize Tunisia as an independent state in 1956. The country's first president, Habib Bourguiba, established a strict one-party state. He dominated the country for 31 years, repressing Islamic fundamentalism and establishing rights for women unmatched by any other Arab nation. In November 1987, Bourguiba was removed from office and replaced by Zine El Abidine Ben Ali in a bloodless coup. Street protests that began in Tunis in December 2010 over high unemployment, corruption, widespread poverty and high food prices escalated in January 2011, culminating in rioting that led to hundreds of deaths. On 14th January 2011, Ben Ali dismissed the government and fled the country, and by late January 2011, a national unity government was formed.
Wow, very informative. Mr. Minister, when I see the GDP pattern of Tunisia, I watched one very unique thing about Tunisia, that, you know, from the service sector, you have the service sector's share in your GDP is above 65%, which is pretty unique.
Oh, actually, we have, first of all, to be aware of the economic environment in general.
Yeah.
Tunisia has absolutely almost no natural resources.
Right.
It means that our development should be backed up by other human resources than natural resources. And given the fact that our geographical position is very interesting because we are within 50 minutes from Italy, that means that we are almost in a European environment, but we are also an Arab country, and of course we are in Africa. So this privileged position, we thought that it could be very interesting to use it in order to find an economic development that is in relevance with, in a total relevance with our social environment. So our GDP, of course, is based on services, because we think that in services we can have that added value, which is not necessarily provided by the classical natural resources economy. So this is why we think that it is certainly the only way that we can compete with other nations, and basically the advanced nation like Europeans. This is really basic element of our economy. So the services are related to automobile industry, for example, but that is more about small and medium enterprises. But the main services are related to those added value areas such as insurances, computer science, biotechnology, and so on and so forth. So we are working within that kind of environment, which we think that we can better compete with international companies.
Right. But you also need industrial revolution over there, because the share of industry is pretty less.
We are not going to engage into, once again, any classical industrial revolution, because it is too late. We can no longer cope with the backwardness we have on that sector. But we think that there are new sectors that we can really work hard in, and we can make achievements in it. I'm thinking more specifically about renewable energies.